Okay, welcome students. This is Mr. Ogee with a video that will show you how to do two-way frequency tables. And we'll be doing joint and marginal frequencies, and we'll also be figuring out what we call whole table probabilities. So the inside is called the joint frequencies, and the marginal frequencies are the cells on the outside edge. So in this problem, it says in a survey, 183 people received a flu vaccine before the flu season, and 152 people did not receive the flu vaccine. Of those who received the flu vaccine, 77 people got the flu, and of those who did not receive the vaccine, 73 people got the flu. So make a two-way frequency table that shows the joint and marginal frequencies and find the whole table of probabilities. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is look at that problem and see what we have. So 183 people received the vaccine. We don't care if they got the flu or if they didn't get the flu. Okay, so we know 183 people, so that's the total that received the vaccine. The flu season, 152 people did not receive the flu vaccine. So we didn't care if they got the flu or didn't get the flu. We know 152 people that were asked out of how many we asked, 152 people said they didn't get the vaccine. So we're going to take our calculator and we're going to add 183 and 152, and I think we get, 335. So 335 people were asked, okay? And depending on what your problem gives you, you're going to have to put the right totals in the cell. So you've got to read the problem really, really carefully. You've got to look at your table really, really carefully. So how many people got the flu out of those that were vaccinated? 77. How many people didn't get that got the flu? Those who did not receive the vaccine, 73 people got the flu. So those that received the vaccine, 77 people got the flu. No vaccine, 73 people got the flu. So now we have to figure this inside joint frequency of people, how many people didn't get the flu. So does it make sense that if I take the total number of people that were vaccinated, subtract how many got the flu, it'll tell me how many people didn't get the flu? So that's all that you really have to do to figure out the missing pieces. So that looks like that'd be 106. 152 minus 73, let me get out my calculator, and that will give me 79. So 77 plus 106 should be 183. 73 plus 79 should give me the 152, and it does. Now I'm going to add up the flu column for the other marginal frequencies. That's 150. 106 plus 79, that's 185. Now, this is how you check to make sure that it's right. The totals along the bottom should be the same total as you have along the right-hand column. So that tells me I know I've done my frequency table correct. So the row and the columns, you have your joint frequencies that are on the inside, and then you have your marginal frequencies that are on the outside. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do the whole table of probabilities, and I'm going to bring up a calculator so you can see how I'm finding this. I'm going to take 77 and I'm going to divide it by how many total people took the survey. So 77, let me get my calculator set where I want it. Move my thing over just a little bit. Okay, so 77 divided by 335. Let's see what we get. So 77 divided by 335. So the percentage of the people that got the flu, that had the vaccine, in School City will want you round to the nearest tenth. So if I look at 22.98, it'll be 23%. Let's go back and look at it again. So 22.98, that'll round off to 23%. Okay, now the next one, I take 106 that no flu column that had the vaccine, divide it by 335, and I get 31.6. On my calculator here. So if I add those two together, 23 plus 31.6, I get a total percentage for all the people that took the vaccine out of the 335. That was 54.6% of the people. Just a little bit over half of the people took the vaccine that were surveyed. Now we're going to do the no vaccine. So 73 divided by 335. So there's 21.8% of the people, 21.8% of the people took no vaccine and they didn't get the flu. Now we're going to do to figure out how many people that didn't get the vaccine that didn't have the flu. So we're going to take 79 divided by 335. And I get 23.6. 23.6. And now I add those two together. Looks like it's 45.4. 45.4. And now when I add up that far right hand column, that should give me 100%. If it doesn't, it means you did your calculations wrong. That should be 100. And now when I add those columns up to give the other bottom marginal frequencies, 23 plus 21.8, that looks like that's 44.8. And then I have a 55.2, and I add those two bottom totals up and it equals 100%. So that tells me I've done my whole table probability right and I've done my joint and marginal frequencies right. So that's how you do a two-way frequency table. It's not too bad. And if you have any questions, just post a comment to my blog. That's the easiest way. Make sure you put your email with it, so when I respond to that comment, it'll automatically send you a reply. So